Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wafa Syukrina binti Nur Aziz and I am from Group 1. First thing first, I will introduce my group members, which is Aina Nasha binti Muhammad Rizwan, Siti Anisa binti Osman, Nur Aina Nadia binti Muhammad Zohir, Ilham Sabrina binti Muhammad Muhtarisha. Today we will be presenting a movie review, How to Train Your Dragon. Synopsis for How to Train Your Dragon. Hiccup is a Norse adult saint from Berg Island, where dragon slaying is a way of their life. Although his father is the clan chief, his progressive views and a strange sense of humor made him an outcast. To prove that he was a true Viking, he had joined a dragon fighting training. However, when he befriended an injured dragon, whom he named is Toothless, he has the opportunity to chart a new path for his people's future.
This movie feels like such a beautiful, fun, heartwarming to watch with the greatest of animation presented. The diversity and variety of dragon is very unique. Going off from the stereotypical dragon was a big challenge for the movie, but a great success. The way the relationship of dragon and humans change is truly great. From murderous foe to lifelong friend, Hiccup is a great main character to this movie when his dad told on him, which made him the person he is. While Toothless, what can I say, he's so protective of Hiccup that he would risk his life to save him, could destroy everyone and everything, but doesn't let anyone lay a finger on Hiccup. He make me smile at his cutest moment, and all the little noises he make, it just make my day. The biggest empathy for relationship that I just can't help but fall in love with, not just the world they build, but also the connection each character has with each other. They wrote it so beautifully. This movie really recommended and suitable for children and adults. The friendly relationship between Toothless and Hiccup is just wonderful. They need each other, that make this movie even amazing. This movie also really made me laugh and just has a good sense of humor.
The first problem that has been diagnosed is leadership. A leader does not able to look beyond the abilities of his members. For instance, Hiccup's father, also known as the Chief of Viking, is unable to see the ability and latent talents of Hiccup, in which Hiccup is able to tame dragons other than fighting and killing dragons. The chief insisted on asking Hiccup to follow his footsteps, although Hiccup had objected several times that he did not want to fight nor kill the dragon. The chief kept making one-sided conversation and forced Hiccup to accept the deal. Moreover, the chief never had discussion with Hiccup about new skills that would help to expand Hiccup's success. Next, the problem that we diagnosed in this movie is related to teamwork. Team members follow their own preference and personalities, in which two members have to disagree. In the scene during the first training, Hiccup's friend did not cooperate to fight the dragon, but they pick a quarrel with each other during the battle. The quarrel is between Roughnut and Toughnut, who scramble for a shield because they don't want shields that have floral patterns. The scramble caused the dragon attack them, and they were knocked out of the training.
The movie's message is on how the main character, Hiccup, changed his village centuries-old adversarial relationship with dragons. It's also about the pressures of living up to others' expectations, self-identity, war and peace, and growing up, among other seemingly serious subjects that are weaved flawlessly into a humorous, engrossing journey. In this film, Hiccup, the hero, used behavioral tactics to first befriend and then train the dragon. This film demonstrates how behavioral ideas and technologies can be successfully disseminated to the general population. While the film does not always adhere to best standards, it may be indicate of a growing social acceptance of behavioral approaches to dispute resolution. Therefore, I agree with the message of this movie. Okay, for example, despite the lack of physical competence, Hiccup has a strong desire to fight the dragons. He defies order and uses a self-pull catapult to throw a bolonet at the dreaded Night Fury, one of the most feared but little-known dragons. Hiccup's journey into the world of behavioral technology begins the following morning when he sets out to find the fallen dragon. Okay, Hiccup cannot bear to kill the trapped and injured dragon, so he frees it. Due to the tail injury, Hiccup's dragon, Toothless, is stranded in a steep Wellet Canyon. Hiccup used systematic desensitization to get Toothless to let him touch its face. Hiccup stands close to the dragon and waits until the dragon's fear response fades. Then he approaches closer till the dragons overcome its fear of him. He also makes Toothless a prosthetic tail fin, but that's not all. When he put the prosthetics on the dragon's tail for the first time, he used non-contingent reinforcement to increase compliance. Hiccup does this by giving the dragon a basket of fish. During this time, Hiccup is attaching the tail fin. The dragon accepts the device until Hiccup tightens the strap around his neck. Then, the dragon leaps into the sky with Hiccup on his tail. Toothless is able to fly well thanks to the device that helped him. Okay, besides that, Hiccup used the fact that dragons follow and pounce on flashing or reflect light to get Toothless to do what he intends. After a few play with Toothless, Hiccup used a pinpoint of light to lure other dragons into their cages. Because dragons shouldn't breathe fire at humans, Hiccup encouraged Toothless to approach and play instead. This technique includes mimicry and rubbing behind the ears. Toothless returned to the play activity more regularly, showing that the inappropriate behavior has been effectively replaced. Just as Hiccup and Toothless are getting along, he is told to start training to fight dragons. Okay, due to his little physique and clumsiness, Hiccup struggles to defeat dragon using brute strength and physical skill. To survive dragon attack in the training arena, he must come up with a strategy. Okay, instead of fighting, Hiccup used the behavioral techniques he learned from his trials with Toothless to prevent attacks and get compliance from the training dragons. This is an example of generalization skills as the Townfolk begin to notice Hiccup's skills with dragons. He gained reputation as the dragon charmer of sorts. Okay, lastly, during his final training test, Hiccup's hidden bond with Toothless is revealed. When the townspeople discover that Hiccup is not only unable to killing dragons, but he actively works with them, they shun him and kidnap Toothless. Viking warrior used Toothless as a guide to launch a huge attack on the dragon habitat. On the Hiccup is aware of the danger facing his fellow inhabitants. He persuades the other kids in his class to act and then instruct them on how to train the dragons. They succeed in their effort, indicating that the technology invented by Hiccup and Toothless was easily transferable to other humans and dragons. The newly befriended training dragons and their former opponent team up to rescue Toothless and the warrior facing danger at the dragon habitats.
The first suggestion for the problem of leadership is learn to take the risk. Sometimes a leader needs to be innovative. The leader must be flexible enough to know when it is time to try a new procedure or implement a new policy in an organization. This behavior can be evaluable. This is because it benefits the entire group. For example, Hiccup's father need to try the idea to tame the dragon instead of following the Viking tradition that always slew the dragon. The skill in training the dragon will be giving the benefit to Viking people in their future. The second suggestion for the leadership problem is to listen to others. Communication was an important thing in the achievement of interpersonal and organizational goals. Effective communication requires leaders capable of effective listening. Ineffective listening undermines people's self-esteem, self-confidence, and creativity. For example, Hiccup's father, as the chief of Viking, need to listen to his son in giving his opinion that
the dragon wasn't dangerous for people, and it will give the loss to Viking if they fight the dragon, which at the end Haikap himself lost his leg. The first suggestion for the teamwork problem is building trust. Trust is a key of all relationships. It was very critical in teams. A lack of trust can break down a team because it threatens the productivity, create a toxic culture, and shut down the communication. It also will demotivate the team members, which ultimately impact the bottom line of the organization. For example, Haikap's friend initially don't believe that Haikap is capable of defeating the dragon. Also, the Viking people are not trust with Haikap's abilities. They should trust Haikap to train the dragon in order to make improvement in their village. The second suggestion for the teamwork problem is have high self-awareness. The low self-awareness will lead to the frustration in working and decrease a team chance for success. It also will cause increased stress, decreased motivation, and likelihood of someone to leave his job is high. For example, Astrid, who is one of Haikap's friends, has low self-awareness where she always blames Haikap for their group's failure in every training to defeat the dragon. She should be aware of her own weakness and help Haikap to their mutual success.
Conclusion: how to train your dragon. The first one is, as a leader, you will be forced to make a difficult decisions. Haikap's father need to discover what it means to be a leader. This is because his father didn't accept Haikap's feedback that the dragon is not dangerous. In organization, a good communication between leader and employees are very important because it leads to organizational improvement. The second one is, in this movie, we learn about the value of cooperation, teamwork, and seeing beyond the surface of a situation. The incredible movie comes to a satisfying and bittersweet conclusion. The moral of the story is, life does not always go as planned, but in the end, it's always worth it. That's all from me. Thank you.